Just continue as much as you can and just hope it goes in. Because, it's kind of that soccer instinct that kicks in, having kicked a moving ball all the time. Now it's just you moving, so it's a little different. But I've done it sometimes in practice on accident and usually goes in just like that. So, yeah.
Did you get a little bit of extra chatter from the locker room after they see you tackling for him and see you kind of putting your nose in there a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. The guys kind of came around me a little bit more, which was fun. They did give me a hard time about the tackling for him, but I was just trying to cut off his angle to the sideline, man. So, just did what I had to do.
Coach talked about in practice, different situations. You got to make the kick, or we're running gassers, or doing something like that.
Mm-hmm.
How does that help prepare you for game situations?
Consequences. If there's consequences on it, there's heightened stakes, stuff like that. It really adds emphasis on it, I guess you could say. It makes it more game-like. So it's nice to have that opportunity in practice, so it's not the first time it comes up when it happens in a game.
Jayden, how nice is it to be healthy, assuming you are?
Yeah.
How much of a difference does it make to not have to deal with it?
Yeah, it's been great this year. I felt great the whole year so far. Hopefully it continues, and yeah, it's been great. Not having to worry about, that hurts when I do this, or I have to change this so I'm not hurting myself more. Can kind of just focus on actually kicking, which is nice.
Is there something that let's say that the situation at the end of a half where no consequences essentially for missing? What's your range?
Today we kicked from 63, so that was pretty fun. Yeah. No, I did not. I missed wide left, but had the leg, so.
You had the distance?
Yep.
What's it? You're pretty good on the road.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is there something about being on the road that helps you?
Like being the villain. It's fun. It's a fun mentality to have. I wouldn't say it's easy to kick in the shoe. There's a bunch of wind factors and stuff like that, and it's one of the tougher stadiums to kick in, I would say, in the Big Ten. That doesn't help, but I also just like being the villain, and I'm always trying to make the kicks, always trying to do my best, and yeah, it's just kind of like that.
You feel like the villain on you're down there making tackles too?
Sometimes, yeah. Most of the time, you never expect to make the tackle when you're running down as the kicker on kickoff because, we got the best guys in the country covering. Sometimes stuff happens, though, and it's my job to get in there and fill in the gap and tackle like they do. So.
What about your family? Like when you get out there to kick, does mom or are they afraid to watch? What kind of feedback do you get from them in those situations? Are they at the games very
they're at every game. So my mom is actually really funny. It was my first career game back in 22. Was kicking off against Notre Dame. She told me she almost threw up watching me go out on the field for the first time. So yeah.
Has she gotten over that?
A little bit, she said.
So,
still a little nervous.
Like if you got to make a big kick this weekend or whatever, do you think about her watching at all, or is that completely out of your mind and you're just in the game?
I'm just in the game. Try and just clear my mind of everything. Just do my job.
Did she tell you how she felt about the tackle?
She told me to get my head out of there so I can have a brain after football. So
You said Ohio State is one of the more difficult places to kick. Why? What makes this
there's the wind will swirl. Especially with that closed end and the two openings on the south end of the stadium, kind of flows wind into there. Sometimes I pay attention to the wind as a kicker a lot during the game. If you'll look up at the top of the stadium and all the flags that we have up there, they'll be pointing at each other. They'll be pointing against each other. They'll flip every about 4 minutes. So having to pay attention to that is challenging sometimes, and it can present a challenges for kickers and punters.
So what's the easiest that you've done so far?
The indoor stadiums.
Hey, Jay, I wasn't here when you first started, but what is your mindset going down on coverage? Is it? Do you feel like a gunner a little bit that you might have to make the play? What is that mindset?
I'm just kind of watching the ball, so my job is to just stay right over top of the returner, and I played soccer for a long time. I played center back, so if I see him coming through, I just got to go make the hit. I never really have the mindset of I got to go make this tackle, but I just do what I need to do to help the team out.
But there's no reluctance. I mean, some kickers are known to sidestep. Mm-hmm. There's no reluctance. Has it always been that way with you?
Yeah, I've going back to playing soccer, I was always more aggressive, so I don't fear anybody that's running at me. I know if I'm moving and they're moving, it's not going to hurt that bad. I can shake it off. go to the next play.
Do you have time to think about that tackle, or do you just react?
Just react. It's easier that way. There's no time to think about it. You just kind of got to go with the play, and I just did what I needed to do.
How many yellow cards as a soccer player?
Countless. A lot, man. A lot.
Coach Day said that Aaron Scott's been the first guy down on 13 straight kickoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do for a kickoff coverage unit when you have a guy like that who you know every time is going to be down there?
Aaron's been giving great effort the whole year, even on touchbacks. Gives me more confidence when I don't hit my best ball that doesn't go all the way through the back of the end zone, or we're playing a super aggressive returner. Knowing that he's going to fly down there and make that play for me, it's really nice to have him out there for us. So,
Jayden, you mentioned watching the flags.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something that somebody told you that you needed to do, or is that something that you've always just?
It's just something I pay attention to. I learned a lot from Noah Ruggles. He's a very good kicker here, and I kind of followed in his footsteps and learned from him my freshman year, and I would watch what he would do, and that's kind of what he would do. He would be paying attention to the flags. I'd talk to him about it, and you play in the stadium enough. I don't know how many career games I have in there. It's a lot, but you just kind of notice stuff like that, and it can help you and it can hurt you. So,
Is it possible to overthink that type of stuff sometimes? Or?
I wouldn't say so. The practice field has similar wind, especially with the way the building wraps around, and you can get some swirls out there. So having that level of practice out there too, deeper kicks, harder kicks, it's about the same.
So just to clarify, you're saying the north end is it easier to kick on that side because it's not as open, or is it pretty much the same?
I would say the north end's easier in the shoe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And do you make adjustments into how you're going to approach that kick? And am I going to keep it a little right, a little left, whatever, based on what you see in that wind?
Yeah, of course.
Like a golfer would trying to hit the green?
It's exactly like I told Coach Keys, because Coach Keys is a big golfer. I was like, when you're hitting your driver and you see a 5 mile an hour right to left wind, you're going to aim more right just to keep it in the middle of the fairway. It's the same thing. It's just like trying to hit the fairway in golf.
Yeah, I've talked to a bunch of kickers here over the decades, and they say there are spots in Ohio Stadium, they're almost dead spots.
Mm-hmm.
Based on, you keep that in mind also, right? I mean,
Yep.
Isn't that kind of goofy when you think about it?
Yeah, it's interesting to think about that a stadium so big that's outdoors, that has so much wind, has a 5-yard area where there's none. Yeah. So it's different, and it's something you definitely have to account for, but just got to keep it going.
All right, Jayden, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.